Hi everyone. My name is Misha Desai. I'm a Microsoft 365 Security and Compliance Program Manager. I forgot my clicker. In today's session, we're going to talk about how you can use Microsoft's audit capabilities to power your forensic and compliance investigations. We'll also highlight in this discussion some new advanced audit capabilities that we'll be rolling out for preview soon. So today's Microsoft 365 audit capabilities allow customers to track user and admin activity within their environment. And so today, these capabilities provide comprehensive coverage across Microsoft 365 services, consistent search experiences, whether you're using the Activity API or the Audit Log Council and Security and Compliance Center, as well as seamless integration to power your forensic and compliance investigations. Now, we're going to do a pop quiz. You guys ready for this one? So, if you had to estimate, how many events would you say are processed through the audit logs each day? You guys don't get you might get a prize at the end of this. Maybe, maybe not. I can't promise you anything. What was that? 10 billion? OK. Anyone else? A billion? OK, so we got 1 billion and 10 billion. You guys ready to get your minds blown? OK. So what we're seeing is that enterprise-scale audit is essential to modern organizations. And with over 1,500 unique event types, we have, on average, 60 million user activity searches per day and 60 billion records processed. Oh, sorry, 15 billion records processed per day. So whoever said 10 billion, I think you're the winner. I don't have a prize for you, but you get to wear the badge of honor today. Exactly. So as you can see, the scale of the audit logs is quite impressive. But at the same time, these capabilities in the audit logs provide and power scenarios beyond a lot of the capabilities that we might be used to seeing. And so audit log powers scenarios beyond just compliance reporting. And so today, so I guess the best way to kind of understand the capabilities and the scenarios that the audit logs support is really by looking at the landscape that we live in. On one side, we see that the security and compliance landscape is growing increasingly complex. On the other side, we also see that the amount of data that's now being generated per users is increasing at an alarming rate. And then on top of that, the attack surfaces are increasing, and the number, both in terms of complexity as well as in terms of numbers. And so there's a necessity, right, to stay on top of all the data, the devices, and the activity that's happening on top of all these audit logs. And so customers need solutions today to manage all of these different requirements. And these solutions range from implementing and managing cloud identity and access controls, assessing how to implement governance policies to manage your sensitive data, as well as how do you perform security assessments or respond to your regulatory and legal requests efficiently. And so to help customers answer and manage all of these different kinds of solutions, Microsoft 365 audit capabilities provide unique intelligence across critical endpoints. So letting you answer questions like, who accessed what, when, and how? How do I get visibility into changes in policies involving groups and sensitive content in my organization? As well as, how do I identify when a breach has happened and identify the impact and understand the impact that's associated with that? As well as, how do I understand and respond to my legal and regulatory requests efficiently? How do I collect the evidence, and how do I present it in a way that my legal audience can consume? And so across all of these surfaces, you can see that the audit log capabilities here provide a lot of insights in how we can power some of these scenarios. Now, today, Office 365 provides a lot of exciting and new capabilities. And today, we're excited to announce and introduce that Microsoft Advanced Audit for Microsoft 365. This is designed to help you power your compliance and forensic investigations. And so to help power these investigations, we've kind of invested into 4 main areas, really targeted to help answer some of those questions that customers were asking in that previous slide. The first is we've invested into a set of high-value events. And so these are events that you can use to power quicker investigations, get quicker insights, and more insightful strategies to approach your investigations. We've also invested into a set of process insights to help you identify key context and patterns in your data. And last, we're providing near real-time access to data. So a lot of improvements here to get you access to your data quicker and more efficiently. And last, we've also invested into longer-term retention. So to help you meet your compliance requirements, we're increasing the amount of time that you can keep your audit logs. So we're going to take a quick look at what each of these capabilities mean for the Office 365 Advanced Audit capabilities. So the first area that we've invested in is powering a set of high-value events. And so these are events that are really crucial to a core investigations experience. They help you understand how you might approach an investigation, other strategies you might want to use to really understand how you can respond more efficiently. And so here we've invested into a few different events, and I'll highlight two of the ones that really stand out. The first one is there's a new high-value event called Mail Reads. This allows you to see all the activity or all the emails that a user has either read or previewed. And so you can see a little bit later how this powers some of the investigation experiences that you might want to look at. Another event that we've enabled is called search terms. And so historically, you've been able to see that a search was run. But wouldn't it be really powerful to understand what it is that these users were trying to search for? And so both of these events are samples of high-value events that we've enabled to empower faster and quicker investigation experiences. We've also added a new set of audit logs that will be available for Teams, SharePoint, and Exchange as well. The next area that we've invested into is a set of processed insights. And so what we've often heard customers say is that I have a lot of data in my audit logs, and that sometimes it's difficult to understand the history or gain even additional insight into what's going on there. And so here we've added a set of process insights and intelligence to help power these investigation experiences. And these capabilities are really designed to provide quick answers to a key set of questions, and also help you identify key correlations and key patterns. Now, the third piece of feedback we've often received from customers, and a pain point we've often heard, has been around throttling and limits on the data pulls. And so here we've invested into helping customers get near real-time access to data. And this is by moving limits from a publisher level up to a tenant level now. So now, instead of having to timeshare your bandwidth will now be a function of the number of licenses or the size of your organization. And last, we've also invested into a set of longer-term retention capabilities. And so what we've often heard from customers is, my investigation experiences often need more than 90 days of history. Oftentimes, my investigations can last a really long time period, and I need more history and more context to make better decisions. And so now we've expanded audit log retention for up to 1 year. And we've also given admins the ability to customize this either by user or by event. So the last two capabilities that I shared will be available for public preview this week. So now we're going to take a look at how admins at Contoso were able to use their audit log capabilities to power some of their investigation experiences. So in this scenario, we're going to look at a user, Adele. She recently reported that her credentials were phished because she accidentally clicked on a phishing link. And so now investigators want to understand and assess the impact of this leak, as well as they also want to start limiting the radius of these potential bad actors. So here we're going to see how we can leverage some out-of-the-box audit capabilities, as well as integrations with SIEM to power this investigation. This is a flow that we've seen to be particularly popular among our customers today as well. So I'm going to switch over. OK. So here we're logged into Azure Sentinel, and as you can see, we're in the Sentinel page. So the key thing here is that when you configure a connector, Azure Sentinel automatically queries data on behalf of your tenant. So with the added capabilities around higher bandwidths, you'll see that you get more near real-time access to your data. And so here we're going to navigate to the Data Connectors tab. So to configure my connector, the first thing that we're going to do is configure my connector and instantiate the Office 365 connector. So here we're going to navigate to the Data Connectors section, and I'll scroll down to the Office 365 connector. So once you've selected it, you'll see that the connector was last refreshed 6 hours ago, and that the status now says connected. Next, as part of our investigation, we want to understand what is it and how many. We want to identify the instances where this user was potentially compromised. So we're going to see how we can do that through the Sentinel logs and query experience. So here I'm going to switch over to the logs, and I'm going to write a query that's looking for a sign-on activity. And here I'm specifying that I'm looking for Adele. And so once the query returns, I can see a list of all the sign-on attempts that Adele has done in this period of time. Now, I'm going to expand the details of a particular event, and here I can see additional information, such as the locations of where this event happened, or the IP address from which this event originated from. So when I collapse this and scroll over, I can also see that this event history came from the Office 365 audit logs. So this is typically a great starting point to understand how I can start investigating this potentially compromised user. So with this, we can now assess that Adele was, in fact, compromised. And as part of the next step of our investigation, we want to say, well, what is it that these bad actors were even looking for? And so here we're going to write a new query, and we're going to use a new high-value event that I had talked about earlier called search query performed. And so this is going to give us insight into the actual query that the end user was trying to search. And so here I've written a query. I'm looking for the searches that were performed by this user. When I run the query and see the results, I can open the details. And here I'll see a lot more information about what it is that these users were searching for. So here I can even see the IP address, the search terms, the time at which it was accessed. And so here, might be hard to see, but the query that these bad actors were using, they were looking for information regarding a Contoso acquisition proposal. So it seems a little suspicious. So now that we know what these bad actors were trying to search for, we now want to understand what is it that they were actually able to access. So here we're going to use one of the new Advanced Audit high-value events called mail items accessed. So again, this is going to give us insight into anything that these users previewed or viewed within Exchange. And so here I've changed my query. I've written a new operation. And one thing I forgot to mention is that you can also query this through the activity API. So if that's your workflow, that's fine. You can query these events there. You can also use the audit log console and the security and compliance center. So all of these events will be available through both consoles or both methods. So now once we run this event, we can see a list of events that have matched our query. I can dig into it, and here I can see additional information, such as the time that this email was accessed. I can look at the IP address it came from, as well as the subject of the email. So here you can start seeing that you're getting more well-rounded experiences around crafting your investigation experiences. So more insights, more ways that you can tailor your investigation experience later down the road. So to summarize, here the admins at Contoso were able to look at all the sign-on activity for Adele. And then they were able to identify instances where her account was compromised. From here, they were able to look at the search queries that were run and identify a set of key terms that these bad actors were looking for. And then these admins were then able to understand what was accessed and what was potentially compromised. So in the last piece of the demo, we're going to take a look at how Contoso admins can now set up proactive monitors using the configurations of Sentinel and the Office 365 audit logs. So here, we're going to switch over. So in the last part, the Contoso admins now want to set up these proactive monitors. And so to do this, we're going to navigate to the Azure Sentinel Hunting Queries tab. Now in Sentinel, hunting queries allow you to find anomalous activity or suspicious behavior within your data. And so once suspicious activity is determined, you could do things like set up alerts or monitors to look for future signals or events. So in this flow, we're going to check out how hunting queries can be used in conjunction with the audit log experience. And so here I have a audit event that comes, or a hunting query that's available out of the box. And so it's called SharePoint files via previously unseen APIs, or IPs. So I'm looking for SharePoint file operations, such as a file opened or a file accessed, that came from IP addresses that I had not yet seen before. So when I run the query and view the results, I can see a single IP that's now returned, and it hasn't been something that I've seen in my organization before. It's come in through my organization 4 times. And so here, I can start powering my investigations experience and decide, is this something that might be benign, or do I want to look into this even further? Now, in some cases, so here you can see, you can also expand the details and get additional events on the IP address, how many times it came in, and so forth. Now, in some cases, I might also want to create custom queries so I can power my own custom alerts. And so to do this, I've already created a custom query in the hunting queries section. And here we're looking for high-frequency searches that have occurred within SharePoint. So you can think from an investigations experience, this could be really important. You might want to be looking for people that are either taking information or doing any kinds of suspicious activity, especially if the search terms here are something that contain potentially sensitive content. And so here I've created one search. I've created my custom query. We're going to go ahead and run it. So here I've run it, and we can open the results of the query. And here I can start seeing additional insights like what was this query? What IP addresses did this query come from? And again, start powering my investigation to see what follow-up activities do I want to do with this. So in addition, I can also create an alert option to monitor this and look for future notifications. So maybe I'm going to say this one was OK, but if this happens again, I want to be alerted. So to summarize, here we went through an integration with the Office 365 audit logs and the Sentinel integration. Now, this is something, again, that's been really popular among our customers. We've seen a lot of customers that have been working through this integration. And as we kind of move forward in building out these Office 365 audit capabilities, you'll see that we're really focused on building these core investigative experiences to help you better investigate and assess the impact of either a breach or a suspicious activity within or outside of your tenant. Some of you guys might have seen additional sessions today or earlier in the week around their newer solutions around like insider risk management or communications compliance. So all of the insights that we're now generating in the audit logs are core to powering experiences there as well. So we're going to do a quick recap. And so here you can see that there's if you kind of have three takeaways that you can take from this, that there's three essential unique value points that we're offering through the advanced audit capabilities. So comprehensive coverage across the services. Here we're adding additional high-value events, more insights to help power your investigation experiences. A consistent search experience, as well as we're helping you get to your data faster, more efficiently. This also includes experiences around real-time access and things like that. And the last is we're really focused on building out these seamless integrations, whether it's with the Activity API through other SIEM integrations that you guys might have, or whether it's even with Azure Sentinel. And then the 4 new capabilities that we'll be releasing this year. The first 2, the high-value events and process insights, will be available at the end of this year. And the last 2, around near real-time access to data and longer-term retention, these capabilities will be rolling out this week. So we have some guidance on how you can try out some of these new capabilities. You can either look at the Security and Compliance Center, or you can try it from the Activities Management API. These do require an E5 trial, but you can sign up using the link there to get an E5 trial as well. So we can open up for questions. Yeah, so the question was, if I have E5, do I already have it? So a lot of these capabilities will be available to you once you have E5. For the high-value events, you will need to configure them and enable them for your environment. So they are in high volume, so we do want you to enable that for your organization. Yeah?
Do I need E5 for all my users or just for me?
You need E5 for all of the users that you want to track these high-value events for. Yeah? Do we charge for ingesting it to Sentinel? Kathy, do you know if the...
No, there's no additional cost.
Yeah, no additional cost.
So ingestion to Sentinel, we don't charge anything from our end.
Yeah, so there's a separate, yeah.
So it should be free.
So you should,
But if you,
yeah. There's no additional charge to use the Office 365 integration with Sentinel, though I would check with maybe your account team to see if there's any additional cost on the Sentinel side.
there may be additional cost if you export it to some third-party SIEM vendors.
Yeah.
So they might charge you for ingestion.
Yeah. When it's downloading an activity from Outlook?
When it's moving the OST file.
Okay.
Does Autolog capture that movement?
So that event isn't captured today, though we're working through a series of events that will be captured in the future. So I would stay tuned for when these high-value events come out to release, and you'll see the full list of the capabilities that will be there too. Yeah. So the question was for government customers if this is available. So today, the audit log basic capabilities are available for the government customers. The advanced audit capabilities that we build will also become available as well. The same time limit shared. Sorry? Sorry? So the basic audit log capabilities that exist today, you already have access to those. Now, if you're looking for the advanced audit capabilities, let me go back to the other page. So we have a little bit of a phased approach. The bottom two around near real-time access, the longer-term retention, that will be rolling out for public preview this week. And then the first two will be by the end of this year. Great. In E5, yes. Oh, G5, yes. Great. Well, I think that wraps it up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to stop by as well.